it matters. So just in thinking about, you think about libraries and how we do build and we bring people together, and that spirit of empathy, of meeting our people where they are, is exactly the focus of the Cantrell administration that began a little over a year ago, with us being very intentional about our young people, about our families, and making sure that as a city, if we focused on our families with real intentionality, with a real effort to leverage resources in an effective way, then we will not only meet people where they are, but give them the tools and services and love that they need to know that they matter, and also to know that this city is investing all that we can and all that we have in our youth and in our families. So specifically with the summer, we were wanting to focus heavily on our most vulnerable population as it relates to our young people. With positive workforce, engagement and giving them the opportunity to have the experience as it relates to our recreational and educational supports over the summer, and of course all year round. So this wasn't just built to be thinking about just a summer, but something that we can develop and live with and grow throughout the year. And so this is a great start. And I challenged my team that we don't have to have it all figured out and perfect on the front end, but you have to start somewhere. And as we did so, we made progress. And I'm so excited because we're going to make even greater progress as we move forward. We know that public safety is a priority and that it includes everyone, our families, our victims, our perpetrators. Everyone really matters. But public health is the lens that economic opportunity is critical to improve the outcomes. And if you know me and you follow me in the work and that of the city from Lots of Bullet Like a Job, and also giving our people the tools and resources they need to feel their worth. Because all of our young people and all of our families are worth it and they're worthy of it. So our summer youth employment programs, as we know, can reduce arrests, violent crimes, incarceration, and premature deaths. But trying to be proactive is something that we are focused on. And being intentional again about community and about our young people. I do want to thank our director of the Office of Youth and Families, something that we started and created within the Cantrell administration, Ms. Emily Wolf, who really hit that ground running. I have to thank Ms. Sune Villavaso, who serves as our Director of Workforce Development and Job One. Josh Cox, who is my senior advisor in regards of strategic initiatives, who really helped to make this a reality. So without further ado, I want to call up Emily. We have other speakers that are aligned and who have touched and who have made this summer initiative possible, but more importantly, they're rooted in future development, not only of this program, but many more to come that will serve our young people and their families holistically. So without further ado, Ms. Emily Wolf, please come on up.
Good morning, everyone. So the Summer Success Program specifically sought to invest in young people by giving them the opportunity to work, learn, and earn over the summer. We focus this investment on youth who have been arrested and system involved in order to make the case for the impact of a summer job. Mentorship, workforce development, all of these things on a young person's success and overall well-being. The program served 100 youth and families from every council district. They were ages 14 to 21, male and female, and these were both in and out of school youth. We partnered with 7 different organizations and businesses that offered our youth a mix of on-the-job experience, soft skills, and job readiness. We intentionally sought partnerships with small businesses, youth development organizations, and vocational training programs. You'll hear more from a few of these representatives shortly, but I would like to recognize all of the workforce development partners who participated this summer. Some of them are standing behind me and also in the audience. That includes Taking Back Our Youth, Milne Inspiration, Limitless Vistas, the Youth Empowerment Project, Chicken and Watermelon, Heroes of New Orleans, and the Net. We also intentionally included case management, transportation, behavioral health referrals, and crisis intervention in order to reduce all barriers to participation. We specifically want to thank the RTA for pitching in and providing support with bus passes. We know that transportation can be an obstacle. We are excited to report that only 4.2% of the participants were rearrested during the program. This makes up a very small percentage of the total amount of juveniles arrested during the summer. Beyond the summer, we will continue to leverage the resources provided through Job One and many of the partners in this room to follow these youth through the year and link them to year-round employment and other wraparound services. We're committed to this. I also want to make sure and thank all of the agencies, many of whom are here with us today, who referred young people to the program and did the legwork to ensure that youth could be connected to this opportunity. It's not easy, and we see you, and we really thank you and value you for your support. Many of them are also here with us today, and that list includes the Welcoming Project in Travis Hill School, the OPSB Office of Student Support and Attendance, the Orleans Parish Juvenile Court Judges and Programs, including FINS, in addition, the Youth Empowerment Project and the NET and the Louisiana Center for Children's Rights. All of these organizations made that connection between young people and this opportunity. So with that, before I hand it off, I also just want to thank Ms. Camille Alexander in the Office of Youth and Families, who was really a huge muscle behind this operation. So with that, I will hand it off to Sune Villavaso with the Office of Workforce Development.
Good morning. The Mayor's Summer Employment Program is a city-funded project housed under Job One's Workforce Development Portfolio that provides employment opportunities to approximately 700 youth ages 14 to 21. Based on the juvenile crime data and in conversations with Gun Violence Reduction Task Force headed by Mr. Josh Cox, we knew it was imperative to partner in this important initiative. For our part, the Office of Workforce Development reserved 100 summer employment slots for system-involved youth, with the participants receiving stipends throughout their participation in the program. In keeping in sync with the Mayor's message of meeting people where they are, we exercise flexibility in our registration process, being intentional in eliminating as many barriers as possible, thus increasing access to the families. Lastly, based upon the positive feedback from the participants, their families, and our partners in this work, the Office of Workforce Development, in partnership with the Office of Youth and Families, are in the midst of developing a year-round program to build upon the positive impact this program has created. And so without further ado, I'll introduce you to the man behind all of this, Mr. Josh Cox.
My name is Josh Cox, and well over a year ago, the mayor signed an executive order creating a task force whose job is to develop a comprehensive strategy to try to save lives. And so I am incredibly proud because the Summer Success Program is the first outcome of that over 1 year of work. One of the things that's really important to remember are the principles that support the Summer Success Program. First of all, we made use of city resources. Secondly, we knew that we couldn't do this by ourselves, but that we needed partners, both referral partners and also nonprofit service providers, to actually impact our young people. And the third pillar is data. We not only use data to figure out the young people who had the most challenges and who were in the greatest need, but we're also going to use data to figure out exactly how effective this is and to inform our decisions moving forward. And so while the Gun Violence Reduction Task Force is going to come out with a report in August, those three pillars are going to be replicated over and over and over again. The average age of a young person or of an individual who's murdered in New Orleans is 26. And this mayor and the Gun Violence Reduction council believes that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And so that's our goal, to continue to create interventions that are going to lead to prevention. So thank you all so much, and I will turn it over to Dana Lloyd from Taking Back Our Youth.
Take them back, take them back.
Good morning. It has been a pleasure to work with the Mayor, Emily Camille Job One, in the city of New Orleans with the Summer Success Program. I am Dana Lloyd, the founder and CEO of T-Boy, Taking Back Our Youth. Primarily, all the participants who were majority of boys was a pleasure to work with. Nevertheless, I would like to put the spotlight on a particular participant who showed empathy and was resilient as we moved through the weeks. This young person was the only girl in the program who showed up and was eager to learn what T-Boy had to offer. As you know, it can be challenges for our teenagers as they move through their adolescent stages, especially girls. So I know I had to impact a young person and encourage her to keep pushing through, as I noticed all well being a girls basketball coach. But it was days that she had to travel far, and she wouldn't make it on time. So she called one morning saying she would be late and she did not want to miss any of the lessons we were offering. Of course, me being the concerned parent, I asked her where she was and if she needed a ride. It just so happens this young lady lived right around the corner from my home. I knew I had to make T-Boy give her every basic skill and every resource to meet her needs and to keep her focused, to keep pushing on. T-Boy gave her hope and encouragement to take advantage of the opportunities to apply these basic skills toward a job. Summer success was needed to influence the youth so they can experience what great leaders in our community does. I'm usually coaching AAU basketball in the summertime, but this summer I wanted to give our youth an opportunity to learn these skills so they can go out in the community and apply them. I remember as a young child, I complained once about not having any shoes until I saw a child that had no feet. I want to challenge our city leaders, parents, and the community. You don't have to be an educator to educate our kids. We must educate them, we must nurture them, we must protect them, and we must prepare them for the future. Because one day they have to prepare to protect us. Thank you.
Ms. Jessica?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jessica Dandridge, and I'm the board chair of the Melanie Inspiration Center. I want to firstly thank the Mayor's Office, the Office of Youth and Families, Job One, for giving us this wonderful opportunity to host a program like this. Melanie Inspiration Center has been around for over 10 years. I'm a product of that organization. I'm a millennial. I like social media, but I also like changing our city. I was available to be a part of this program thanks to Camille and Emily, and I am so extremely grateful for it, for the opportunity to work with teens in our city that don't oftentimes have the opportunity to see things in a different world. The Melanie Inspiration Center is a global game-changing organization. Our executive director is not here today because she actually lives in South Africa, and she brings young people from the city to South Africa to experience a world that they have never seen, to understand the importance of ancestral adoration and understand the importance of collaboration in all levels. But in order to do that, all of our youth need to be included. And the youth that are oftentimes left behind, the youth that are oftentimes forgotten, are the youth that were a part of this program. I was so excited to work with them. We work with youth every single year, but these youth were very unique and very different. In particular, they didn't have a place to go. I learned every day that they came because they just didn't know where to go. Their moms and dads had to work 12+ hours. One child was arrested because he went to a school and didn't know he couldn't be on private property without someone being there. He said, "Miss Jessica, I just wanted to play basketball." Well, we have a basketball court. You can play basketball here every single day, as long as you want. And that's what they need. And that's why this program is so important, and that's why it was a success. Because these kids aren't different. They aren't difficult people. They're not bad people. They're just like you and I. And someone has to give them that opportunity to do that. Someone has to see the vision in them. Someone has to be their voice and advocate for them so they can advocate for themselves. This program allowed other nonprofits to be a part of that process and involved us to understand what their needs are and to engage them on those levels. I'm excited because they were excited. They wanted to do something different. And they often said, Ms. Jessica, I'd rather be here than anywhere else. They didn't even want the program to end. The last week, some of them still came back. And it was a Hurricane Barry, and they're like, can we stay? I'm like, we're gonna be swimming if we stay, you know? And so that is a testament to them wanting to be cared for. So I would really love to say thank you and hope that this program can expand, because these kids don't need to be in the Youth Study Center. They don't need to be incarcerated. They don't need to be alienated. They don't need to be sectored off as different. They need to be included. They need to be heard. And our program, which makes it really particularly special, is that they actually have belonged to a cooperative. So they made furniture, which you can see right there actually. They turn tires into ottomans. And they also make t-shirts from beginning to end. And they just loved making things. So I invite all the people here, the organizations, the government workers, to help them be a part of that process, to help them learn that they are desired and wanted. And I also just want to say thank you. I appreciate it, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay. We're gonna call Skip Nicholas. Come on, Skip.
How y'all doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Skip Nicholas. I represent Chicken and Watermelon. We partnered up with the program. I just wanted to tell you all the success story we had from the program from a couple of kids that we had come in. We had like kids that was like, I wouldn't call no kids bad kids because no kids are bad kids, but they just be needing to be touched and cared for a little. But we had a couple of kids come in. It was like kind of rough around the edges, but after they start working and all, they just needed a little love, a little chance, a little win. Even hired one of the kids on full time. He had to go and get his permits and all the work. But the program worked. The program is a success. All I would ask for is more people to sign up. You might need more participants to get in and help. And everybody can just touch a kid. If we just touch a kid, we can win. And that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Great, so you've heard a little bit today. I'll encourage folks to stick around and get to meet not only some of the amazing organizations and businesses that are represented here today, but also folks in the audience who are every day working with our young people. As was mentioned, we do have a little slideshow that gives you a little snapshot of some of the images from this summer. Again, I just want to thank so much all of the partners and just echo the call to action for everyone to embrace their role in supporting our young people, because we absolutely don't have to all be educators in order to play a role in that future. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you all.